Hello students, welcome to your favorite art program. Today you are going to learn about an art movement called pop art. Renowned for its bold imagery, bright color palette and repetitive approach inspired by mass culture and advertising, the movement is celebrated for its unique and recognizable style. In this lesson, you will learn how pop artists included commonplace objects and people of everyday life, in this way seeking to elevate popular culture to the level of fine art. The importance of art is in the process of doing it, in the learning experience where the artist interacts with whatever is being made. Roy Lichtenstein. Pop art is an art movement that emerged in the United Kingdom and the United States during the 1950s. The cultural phenomenon was named by the art critic Lawrence Alloway. The movement presented a challenge to the traditions of fine art by including imagery from popular and mass culture such as advertising, comic books, and mundane cultural objects. Commonplace objects such as comic strips, soup cans, road signs, and hamburgers were used as a subject matter and were often incorporated in the artwork. It coincided with the globalization of pop music and youth culture. It was also a reaction against abstract expressionism in America. Pop art included different styles of painting and sculpture, but all had a common interest in mass media, mass production, and mass culture. Among the early artists that shaped the pop art movement were Eduardo Paolozzi, Richard Hamilton, Robert Rauschenberg, and Jasper Johns. Eduardo Paolozzi created Bash 1971, embodying images from space, technology, and science. In Mr. Peanut 1970, he collaged stickers including a rocket, a car, a flying saucer, and the American Mr. Peanut trademark, a peanut in the top hat, white gloves, and spats. Richard Hamilton was an English painter and collage artist known for producing some of the earliest work of pop art. Here is an artwork entitled Interior 2, created in 1964. And Patricia Night 2, created in 1982. For Hamilton, pop art was not just a movement, but a way of life. Robert Rauschenberg, considered by many to be one of the most influential American artists due to his radical blending of materials and methods, he was a crucial figure in the transition from abstract expressionism to later modern movements. Monogram 1955 to 1959 is described as Rauschenberg's most famous work. It consists of a stuffed goat with its midsection passing through an automobile tire. In Retroactive 1, 1963, the clustering of seemingly unrelated images incorporated in the painting remains more suggestive and open to the interpretation than a straightforward illustration of the world. Another pop artist of the pop art movement is Jasper Johns. In this work, John relied upon newspaper and fabric to create intricate textured surfaces of the painting. He effectively merged painting and sculpture while engaging the viewer with things that are seen and not looked at. Roy Lichtenstein was an American pop artist. He became a leading figure in the pop art movement. His work was influenced by popular advertising and the comic book style, as well as rendered in a style mimicking the printing processes of newspaper reproduction, a stencil process that imitated the mechanical printing used for commercial art. Lichtenstein's first well-known piece goes back to 1956 when he created the famous $10 bill print. The drastic change in Lichtenstein's career began with his first painting in the style of a comic strip. It was a painting of Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck called Hey Mickey. Why do you think he used only 3 colors? I'm sure that you have noticed how primary colors create high contrast and attract the viewer. In the early 1960s, Lichtenstein reproduced masterpieces by Cézanne, Mondrian, and Picasso before embarking on the brushstroke series in 1965. Here is one example of Van Gogh's Bedroom in Arles, 1888, and Lichtenstein's Bedroom at Arles, 1992. 1. 1963 is a diptych painting. It is one of the best known works of pop art. Lichtenstein's emphasis on the methods of mechanical reproduction, particularly through his signature use of bended dots that make his paintings look machine-made. Oh, all right, 1964 formally held the record for highest auction price. Another artwork entitled Hopeless, conceived in 1963, is also eye-catching. Andy Warhol is an American artist and filmmaker and a leading figure of the pop art. Warhol's work placed him in the forefront of the emerging pop art. His paintings focus on mass-produced commercial goods. In 1962, he exhibited the iconic paintings of Campbell's soup cans. Consumer goods and ad imagery were flooding in the lives of Americans with the prosperity of that age, and Warhol set out to recreate that abundance via images found in advertising. These small canvas works of everyday consumer products created a major shift in the art world, bringing both Warhol and pop art into the national spotlight for the first time. Andy Warhol created 3 Marilyn Monroe screen print portfolios in 1967. The portfolio of 10 screen prints was one of the first prints Warhol printed. For Warhol, Marilyn was a familiar subject. The Marilyn diptych is a silkscreen painting which contains 50 images of the actress taken from the 1953 film Niagara. Andy Warhol beautifully said, "You need to let the little things that would ordinarily bore you suddenly thrill you." Dear friends, By creating paintings or sculptures of mass culture objects and media celebrities, the pop art movement aimed to break the boundaries between high art and low culture. The concept is that there is no hierarchy of culture and that art may be borrowed from any source. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and goodbye.